to discuss a very interesting phase which is due to the dual role of RUBP carboxylase oxygenase, clear? It's which interferes with the normal photosynthesis, and this is called photorespiration. So photorespiration is basically the effect of the reaction which is catalyzed by RUBP, not as when acting as an RUBP score, not acting as an carboxylase but rather acting as an oxygenase. Clear? So rather acting as an oxygenase, it catalyzes a reaction which ultimately leads to a pathway which is called photorespiration. Now, why it is called photorespiration? Because here the carbon dioxide, instead of carbon dioxide, Rubisco accelerates the fixation of oxygen with RUBP, ribulose bisphosphate. Clear? So since ribulose bisphosphate is a 5-carbon compound, it fixes oxygen, and as a result we don't find any 6-carbon compound. So that 5-carbon compound breaks up into a 3-carbon compound and a 2-carbon compound. So, and finally, after a series of reaction, it releases carbon dioxide. So since it is fixing oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide, just like that of the respiration, it is called respiration. But it occurs, when it occurs under high light intensity. It occurs in high temperature. It occurs when oxygen concentration is very high. So when oxygen concentration is very high, light intensity is very high, temperature is high, so there only we find that Rubisco is not acting as a carboxylase but rather acting as an oxygenase, and it is helping in fixing of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide. So it is called photorespiration. So you will see here that under high light intensity, high temperature, high oxygen concentration, Rubisco, instead of acting as an carboxylase, it rather acts as oxygenase. And as a result, what happens? This RUBP, ribulose bisphosphate, is a 5-carbon compound, combines with a molecule of oxygen. And as it combines with a molecule of oxygen, it, in presence of Rubisco, which is acting as an oxygenase, it forms a 3-carbon compound phosphoglycerate at like that of the C3 cycle, but another 2-carbon compound phosphoglycolate. Clear? This occurs in the stroma of the chloroplastid. So here 2 compounds are formed. One is a 2-carbon compound phosphoglycolate and other one is the 3-carbon compound phosphoglycerate. So 2 compounds are formed. Now this part occurs in the chloroplastid. Now this 2-carbon compound phosphoglycolate is quickly converted to glycolate and glycolic acid, and this glycolate now moves from the chloroplastid to peroxisome. This peroxisome, it reacts with oxygen and is oxidized to glyoxylate and glyoxylic acid. Clear? This glyoxylic acid from peroxisome, it glyoxylic acid and then forms the glycine. This glycine, amino acid glycine, now is released from the peroxisome and moves into the mitochondria. So you can see here, in chloroplastid it is from phosphoglycolate to glycolate, and therefore in peroxisome it is from glycolate to glyoxylic acid to glycine, amino acid glycine, and this amino acid glycine is moving from the peroxisome to mitochondria. Now in mitochondria, what happens? In mitochondria, the molecule glycine interact to form one molecule of serine, clear, and carbon dioxide and ammonia. So one molecule of serine, carbon dioxide and ammonia. This carbon dioxide is released and the latter passes to the chloroplastid and enter in the serine is deaminated to form PGA, which is utilized in the Kelvin cycle. And since the first stable product here is along with the phosphoglycerate is another molecule is there, phosphoglycolate, which is a 2-carbon compound, it is often called C2 cycle. Clear? It is also often called C2 cycle, and it occurs in the 3 organelle, that is chloroplastid, peroxisome and mitochondria. 3 organelles are involved in this phase. So a intermediate 2-carbon is formed, so it's C2 cycle, and 3 organelles are involved in this phase. Now, what is the significance of this pathway? The significance of this reaction is that this during photorespiration it does not produce any energy or reducing power, rather it consumes the energy. Clear? Rather it consumes the energy, and further it does not undergoes a work of photosynthesis and result in the loss of the fixed carbon. It does not fixing any carbon but resulting in the loss of the fixed carbon which is there already in the plant. So it is estimated that in temperate plants half of the photosynthetically fixed carbon is actually released due to photorespiration. So it is a huge loss and wasteful process for the plants. It is a huge loss and wasteful process for the plant which occurs in the plants of the temperate regions like cotton, beet, bean, rice, wheat, etc. Temperate plants. Now, the plants which lacks photorespiration are the tropical grasses. The plants which lacks photorespiration are the tropical grasses like maize, sugarcane, sorghum, cyanodon. These tropical grasses lacks this process of photorespiration. So photorespiration, it increases the under high light intensity, under high temperature, under high concentration of oxygen. It also is enhanced when by the aging of the leaves. The aged leaves also perform more photorespiration. It has no relation with the normal respiration, but only that since it is taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide, so it is called photorespiration. It is also often called dark respiration also. So let us have a recap. The conditions of photorespirations are high light intensity, high temperature and high oxygen concentration. Now what happens in these conditions? Rubisco, instead of acting as carboxylase, it acts as oxygenase, and as it acts as oxygenase, it helps in fixing of oxygen rather carbon dioxide. So ribulose bisphosphate, which is a 5-carbon compound, in presence of Rubisco, under these conditions, facilitated by this condition, it fixes oxygen, and as a result it forms a 3-carbon compound phosphoglycerate and 2-carbon compound phosphoglycolate. Now what happens to this phosphoglycolate? It forms glycolate, clear, immediately in the chloroplastid. So all these things occurs in the stroma of the chloroplastid. Now this glycolate now moves into the peroxisome. In peroxisome it reacts with oxygen and forms glyoxylate, and therefore it forms the amino acid called glycine. Now glycine, this amino acid, now moves from the peroxisome to mitochondria, where it interacts and forms amino acid called serine. It produces ammonia and it releases carbon dioxide, which is released. So since oxygen is fixed and carbon dioxide is released like that of the respiration, it is called photorespiration, though it does not have any relation with the normal respiration. 3 organelles are involved, and this is absolutely a wasteful process, as because no energy, clear, it consumes, it does not producing any reducing power or energy, rather it consumes energy, it releases it does not fixes any carbon, because carbon is the basic element for the organic compound. So fixation of carbon is very important. Clear? That it does not fixes any carbon, instead it releases the fixed carbon. So totally it is wasteful process which we see in the temperate plants like rice, wheat, cotton, wheat, clear, where the photosynthetically the fixed carbon is released, half of the photosynthetically fixed carbon is released by this restful process. But it is avoided in the plants of the tropical, like in tropical grasses like cyanodon, in maize, sugarcane, sorghum. This process is avoided. So this is photorespiration, which interferes with the Calvin cycle, as because Rubisco here acting as an oxygenase rather than carboxylase.